Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise. My Sexual Life is the place to be for education about asexuality. So subscribe and hit that bell icon right now. So, are you by any chance a sex repulsed asexual, or are you just fed up of seeing sex in lots of movies? If so, I have another no sex movie review, especially for you. This one is Butterfly Tale, and if you don't like spoilers and you're going to watch this video, are going to watch this video. If you don't like spoilers and you're going to watch the movie, the film, then please don't watch this video because I am going to give spoilers. So, Butterfly Tale. The story. There are two monarch butterflies. One is Patrick and one is Jennifer, and they become friends. Patrick is played, if you like, or his voice is Mina Masood. So Mina Masood is the guy who acts in Aladdin, the modern Aladdin. Mina Masood is very good looking. I really like his look. He's very attractive. He looks Indian, but he's Egyptian Canadian, I believe. So anyway, going back to the story, Patrick's voice is really nice as well. So Patrick and Jennifer become friends. They're monarch butterflies, and Patrick has a caterpillar friend that's not yet turned into a butterfly. And what happens is Patrick has one wing shorter than the other one, so he can't fly technically. And his mum says that he can't migrate with the other butterflies because he can't fly. So therefore, he needs to stay behind at home with his caterpillar friend and a couple of other butterflies, I think they are, and basically look after the home. And so Patrick is really not happy about this. So Patrick decides with this caterpillar friend to stow away in Jennifer's I don't know how to put it. Jennifer's got like this massive, I'd say like it's like a massive basket, leaf basket, and it's got loads of flowers in for people, well, the butterflies to eat. So when they migrate, they've got some food with them. So it's like it looks like a big canoe basically made of leaves, and it's got loads of these pink flowers in it that they're going to eat. But Patrick and his caterpillar friend stows away in this, and it's got like a leaf hood, if you like. So Jennifer takes this canoe looking thing with the flowers in it, made of leaves, and she's flying up in the air, but it's really difficult because Patrick and his caterpillar friend have stowed away in it. And partway through them leaving their home to go to another place for migration, not long into that journey, they basically appear, and Patrick's mother is fuming because she told him to stay home. And the other butterflies are complaining that they've basically been eating the flowers as well, and it's not fair on them. And so they're thinking about abandoning them and leaving them in the middle of nowhere. And then Patrick's mother steps in and says, they can have part of my food, so you don't have to go without. So what then happens is Patrick still stays with Jennifer and the caterpillar friend, and Jennifer is then taking them in this canoe type thing with the flowers still, right? But it's very hard for her. And throughout the journey, Patrick has to overcome his fear of obviously not being able to fly, but kind of like feeling inadequate, I guess, through that as well. And Jennifer is a butterfly, but she's afraid of heights. And Patrick picks up on this. Patrick and Jennifer, it's a little bit of romance going on there, I think. But Patrick's caterpillar friend is romantically interested in Jennifer's friend. And so that's quite interesting. But Patrick's friend, who's the caterpillar, desperately wants to be a butterfly, but he can't be a butterfly because, he wants to be so badly, but he can't just be a butterfly when he wants to be. So, anyway, part of the story goes that there are 3 birds and they are looking for it. Well, the main ringleader bird is looking for revenge. And the reason is because I have to say that Patrick's dad was killed by the ringleader bird. And Patrick's dad managed to take the eyeball out of the bird before he got killed by the bird, eaten basically. And so he is seeking revenge and he's trying to go and find where the other butterflies are to take revenge. And eventually he finds out that who Patrick is and that it's Patrick's dad that, you know, basically made him blind in one eye, and therefore he wants to go after Patrick. And the mother didn't want Patrick to go when he can't fly for migration because she didn't want to lose him as well as losing her partner, husband, whatever you, butterfly, whatever you want to call it, her partner butterfly, you know, Patrick's dad. So yes, there's quite a lot going on throughout the storyline with the birds. And at one point there's this tornado and it's really difficult because the mother gets separated from Patrick. And at one point, before the mother gets separated, or at the point where the mother gets separated, they arrive at this place where there's meant to be loads of fields of food, and the fields have been built upon. They got like big shopping mall or supermarkets there or something. It's like a shopping complex, and so they got rid of it. And so that's a reflection of like modern times when people keep building on plots of land, and it's actually damaging and killing off food for wildlife, if you like, and insects. Insects form part of wildlife, don't they? So I did like the storyline. I thought Patrick was a really interesting character. There's these scenes in the cave where they're trying to get the butterflies, the majority of the monarch butterflies, away to, is it the Orange Garden or something? There's like a place where they're trying to get the butterflies away to migrate. And Patrick and Jennifer and Patrick's caterpillar friends take a detour in the cave to try and get the 3 birds away from the majority of butterflies so the butterflies can migrate properly. That goes a bit wrong, to say the least. And Patrick has to leave his caterpillar friend behind because his caterpillar friend can't handle it. Is being sick a part of it. And he doesn't want to ride anymore. So they get separated, which is a bit sad. And it's quite interesting because as the movie progresses, spoiler alert, Patrick can't actually fly in the end as such, as in he can't fly normally, but the whole kind of part of the movie point is that he can fly in his own way. So he I can't remember the words they used, but it was basically he's steering himself in the right direction. You know, he's not actually properly flying, but he's allowing himself controlled falling, I think he calls it. I think that's what he calls it. It's not really flying, it's controlled falling. But because he's able to do that, he can kind of fly in the end in his own way because he drops down, he kind of glides like this rather than going as he's supposed to go. So it's all about like accepting yourself for who you are and allowing others to accept you for who you are. Jennifer overcomes her fear of heights because Patrick helps be her eyes for a while and says, you know, you fly and close your eyes and I'll tell you where to go, which was to go like away from, help her go away from the birds with them to protect them at that time. And till eventually she can open her eyes on her own and she can be confident. And so the movie's got a lot of qualities about it which I like. You know, I always love the fact that good triumphs over evil in the end. And I love the fact that it's all about being yourself and finding your own way of doing things in life, even if you've got like a disability. I love that because really, like, Patrick's got one stunted wing is like having a disabled wing, you know. And so I like the fact they've brought that element into a kids movie. It is a kids movie. There's no sex in this whatsoever. And I just felt it was really good. The butterfly colours are beautiful, the plants they go to and stuff. The tornado bit obviously is dull because it's meant to be. It's meant to be a crisis. But the actual butterflies are very pretty, and I love the moral of the tale, like just be yourself and overcome your own fears. And it's not necessarily the journey. Again, it's the person you become in the process, or the butterfly you become in the process, how you transform on the journey. It's the journey, the destination is not actually the well, it is, I was going to say not the end goal. It is the end goal to a certain extent. The whole journey has an end goal, but it's not really the destination so much as who you become in the process of that journey, getting to the destination. Why can't I not talk tonight? So it's a personal, in this case, a butterfly you become in your journey to obtaining your goal. And that's very true for life. A lot of the time we go for a goal, and if it's a really big, audacious goal, it's not really the fact you achieve that goal in the end so much that's so good. It's the person you become in the process, like all the transformations go through, all the personal breakthroughs you have, all the overcoming fears and breaking through barriers that you achieve in the process. That's what the journey of life's all about. So some people love to make a lot of money, which is great, but there's only so much money can do in terms of making you happy and just earning more of it. And if you take a long time to make a certain amount of money, but you make it off your own bat and it's doing what you love, you have to go through lots of trials and tribulations. Like entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted, for example. Loads of people fail at it. Loads of people give up because it's such a journey. People make it look so easy online. Oh, 9 to 5, leave your 9 to 5 job, just make hundreds of thousands of pounds, right? Just like that. These people that do that have spent years behind the scenes perfecting their craft so they can say that. They're like a overnight success, which took, 15 plus years. And when you go through your journey to try and make money online, if you like, your entrepreneurial journey, it's not really the destination that's the most important thing. It's who you become in that process, all the fears and all the barriers you've had to overcome, like I said. And so, like with me, with this channel, for example, I started it in 2015, and I knew that I was going to have to get out of my comfort zone in order to be able to do this channel. I'd have to talk, for example, about sex sometimes, which I never used to speak about, apart from with a past ex-boyfriend when I was in a relationship with him, because I was so shy to talk about that. I never used to even tell girlfriends that. No one, just talk about it with the ex when it came up in conversation, which is probably quite a lot with him because he was heterosexual. But I think you get my point. Or sometimes it was just action taking with him and not much talking. So it's the journey of the person you become. I've completely transformed since I've been on this channel, and since I've come to the asexual community. I held sexual meetups for years, organised and held them for years. I didn't do one last year apart from one-to-ones, and haven't done one this year, but I've done them for years. And so that's how I got confident in being able to be around groups of people, be able to socialise with more than one person. Because I started doing asexual meetups. Before that, I had huge social anxiety. I couldn't even be with anyone else but a one-to-one scenario. That is huge for me. I couldn't talk about sex. Now I talk about sex and masturbation like I'm drinking water, right? I couldn't just go live on my channel here and ad lib about a topic for ages. I couldn't do that. I didn't have as much confidence as I do now. I didn't know as much as I do now. I've really had to push through my fears and barriers. I was a speaker at Oxford University last year for Blue Talks. That was really anxiety inducing, but I overcame the anxiety. When I say overcame it, it didn't actually stop. I pushed through the anxiety, I should say, to be able to talk about asexuality at Oxford University for Blue Talks. right, in front of an audience that didn't really understand it before. And so I'm always pushing myself to do more and more things. I've got 60 asexual designs of merchandise on Redbubble slash asexualize.com, or asexualize slash redbubble.com is the actual um HTTP address, because Asexualise has come before Redbubble. So it's Asexualise, I think it's asexualize slash redbubble.com. And or you could try asexualize.redbubble.com. But anyway, if you go to redbubble.com and type in Asexualise, you'll see all my 60 designs. I didn't even think in a million years that I could design t-shirts and merchandise. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It's not the journey, destination, it's a journey itself. That is how you change your life and transform yourself. Because once you've achieved the end goal, you've done it, right? But all the time you're working towards the end goal, it's you who's transforming yourself. So if we take the butterfly tale, the whole point is it's Mina Masood who plays Patrick. It's Patrick's transformation. So although he's actually a butterfly, he's transformed from a caterpillar into a butterfly already. He's got one stunted wing. But through his journey, he realizes he can find his own way to flying, which is controlled dropping, basically controlled dropping down. It's like gliding. So he found his own way, but he had to have a journey to go on to do that, to realize that the power is still within him as he is, and he can do his own way of things and still be successful. In fact, he is successful at being able to do a certain type of flying in his own way, because he's finally realized that he can do it in his own way. He can be cool and do it his own way, and the way in which he's able to, rather than try and force himself to do something he can't do, because his caterpillar friend was making him these like cotton or silk wings, and they were just breaking all the time, so he'd plummet to the floor. It's really funny as well, because his caterpillar friend, like I said, always wants to be a butterfly. And in the very, very end, you see his caterpillar friend, spoiler alert, become a beautiful butterfly in the end. And he's become this really handsome butterfly. And the girl he fancied, the girl butterfly he fancies, which is Patrick's I was going to say Patrick's girlfriend Jennifer's friend, but Patrick and Jennifer aren't in a relationship, but Patrick clearly likes Jennifer, but it's Jennifer's friend. So, and Jennifer's friend has turned into a beautiful butterfly after being a caterpillar, and Patrick's caterpillar friend notices how good looking she is as a butterfly, and then Patrick's friend caterpillar then turns into a beautiful butterfly, and he asks her to dance with them, and they get romantic at the end. So there is some romance at the end of this movie. So if you really, really detest romance, then maybe you won't like that bit. But I thought it was cute. And it was interesting to see how the caterpillar was all the way through the movie to the very end when he transformed into a butterfly, how they changed his body shape and his face shape, and how they made him look more handsome. It was pretty cool. I like that bit a lot. And I like the fact of the way they actually ended up getting rid of the birds that were after them. It's quite funny and cool. But at one point, they look like they're going to eat Patrick. So that's quite hard. But the movie's great. I loved the film. I thought it was a really cool movie. I thought it was a lot of fun, lots of vibrant colours, nice little storyline. Very good tale about personal transformation, overcoming fears. And it's just a good all-round movie. It's sad that they've still got some death theme in it, as in Patrick's dad's dead. One of the birds ate him. So that's pretty hardcore. If you're a kid sat watching it because it's a kid's movie, oh, by the way, your dad got ate by a bird. I mean, it's not exactly what you want to hear. I'm laughing because it's kind of like when I say that out loud, it's like, oh my God, that just sounds so horrible and weird. And, kids are watching this movie. and I'm a big kid, but overall, I love the movie. I thought it was really good. I love the fact Mina Masood's voice is in it, to be honest, guy. I think Mina Masood's gorgeous. And hearing his voice really helps. I actually think he looks a bit like the butterfly as well, because it says the voice is Patrick, but I think they've modelled Patrick a bit on Mina Masood's face. I think because he had like this type of hair, so I thought that was pretty cool. I like the fact they stowed away as well in the canoe-shaped leaf boat. I thought that was funny. And his caterpillar friend, before he turned into a butterfly at the end, he just kept eating these flowers out, which was meant to be for everyone who'd migrated. But he was so loving his food all the time. It's funny. Oh, there is a funny bit where, again, Patrick's friend, the caterpillar, before he turned to a butterfly at the end, he wanted to go to the toilet. They put that in the movie. And he tried to go to the toilet, but as he tried to go to the toilet, then there's something coming to eat him. Oh, there was one. There was a big, I think it was rat or something in the movie. I can't remember if it's a mouse or a rat. And it was like, because there's a butterfly. Patrick's friend was a caterpillar at this point, not a butterfly. And you got this big, like, because butterflies are so tiny, this big creature which would not usually be that big. It was like really superimposed, so it looked huge. And there's some kind of funny bits where, as the caterpillar, Patrick's friend like retreats and curls up for protection, like an actual caterpillar would do. That was quite cool as well. So I really loved the movie. I'd highly recommend going to see it. I'm glad there was no sex in it. I love it when there's another movie with no sex in it. I love the fact it was a fun kids movie. It did have like good triumphs over evil in the end. I like that theme. And I like the theme of overcoming your fears and transforming on a personal journey to your destination. So it's not really the destination that matters as much as the person who you become on the journey to get to that destination. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Lots of love to you. Take care. See you soon. I'll see you soon on the next video or live stream. Don't forget to grab a copy of my superhero autobiographical book, Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook, and my Diary Confessions of a Hyper-Romantic Asexual and Asexual Perspectives, all on Amazon. You're going to love them. So love to know what you think. Go and grab a copy now, and I'll see you soon on the next video live stream. Take care.